Hey guys, welcome back to Booze Reviews in Black and White. I'm D'Amico, and this dude way over there is Bane. Y'all like that? You like that? No.
Oh, y'all.
That was annoying. I get it. I'm sorry. Today, I can smell this already. Today we are doing another beer. This is a collaboration. It's one of Boulevard's brewing company's SmokeStack Series. Boulevard is Kansas City. Yep, Kansas City. This is their third, collaboration number 3. So I didn't really dig into it to see what the other two were. I'm lazy like that. This is an English style ale, an old ale.
17th century?
Yeah, 17th century style recipe. They partnered with Pretty Things Beer and Ale Project. They are a brewery out of Massachusetts. And they're very limited, I guess, for their own beers, just to the East Coast. So it's kind of cool to get them to collaborate with, a Midwestern brewery. Sure. A little more range in distribution, dealing with Boulevard. So that's kind of cool. So let's sniff this a little bit.
But it's called Stingo.
Oh,
you
God.
should probably go over that. Stingo is the beer. And so basically it's got a malty backbone, but it's got like a supposed sting to it. So that's why they call it Stingo.
We will see.
Yeah, we'll see.
I'm glad you're here, man, because I
know.
totally would.
I'm good for something, right?
I was way over. Speaking of alcohol content, 8.5%.
There we go.
It does come 750 milliliter bottle, cork and cage, which I love.
It's always dangerous.
It does have the batch number and the best by date, which is actually happens to be this month. Sorry, I just found it. I knew it was out. I just found it. It came out August 1st of 2012. So yeah, this is about the end of it. We'll see how it is.
Yeah.
How does it smell?
All right, so I have something that really kind of encompasses this whole beer's nose, and it kind of seems off the wall, and I'm surprised this thing is sweet, because with a name like Stingo, I wasn't expecting such a sweet nose, but caramel corn.
Sure.
Like the popcorn, dipped in caramel, you got the nuts and stuff in there. I mean, it's booming with that scent, but I mean, there's a lot more to it than that. What do you think?
Yeah, no, I see. It's interesting. I would never have looked at the name and thought about something a different nose. I just thought an English style ale. That's what I was trying to smell for, and this kind of hits that. The sweet, malty, grainy aspect. There is some serious spice to this. Allspice, anise. Almost like a gingerbread, like a ginger snap cookie. If you open the bag and just smell it, you got a lot of that and that sweetness, that spice molasses going on.
That maltiness, though, just encompasses everything.
There's some serious spice going on in this.
I think you were saying maybe some brown sugar up in here, too.
And, that's one thing that you guys will see in the pictures. The color is almost ginger snappy, brown sugary kind of.
Yeah, it is.
So that's.
I love this nose. I love this nose. So what are you thinking of this palate?
It's got a lot going on. I don't want to say it, but I think, that it's in the last month of its freshness date or whatever they gave it. I'm not getting the hop that I was expecting. Like, they said it's got a little bit of a bite to it.
Right.
I don't really know what I expected with that. You know, I think my mind kind of wandered off to a West Coast IPA when they were talking about the kick, the bite to it. But this is very, very, very similar to most English-style ales that I've had. And in most cases, a lot better. This is extremely flavorful. I feel bad just sitting here sipping it because it almost needs a nice meal to it. I mean, to pair with this. I mean, I can't even think of a menu that I would put this with, but it exudes one of those, you know, aspects of wine that you have a really nice wine, so complex, it's almost a shame that you're not having it with a meal. But big spice, gingerbread, brown spice, cinnamon, just dark molasses to it, brown sugar, warmed up brown sugar, you know, like if you're going to make a caramel sauce or something. It's just very tasty.
So I think what's happened here is the malts have taken over. I mean, you're on spot and everything. The brown spice and sugar, it's just it almost makes it go super sweet without going sweet. It's got like a dry nature to it as well. As far as food goes, hell, you know what? I'm doing like, you know, beef medallions and marsala sauce or something. You know, something a little bit heavier, maybe a little bit drier too, because this thing can help that out a little bit, I'm guessing. I probably wouldn't go chicken with it, but yeah, something heavy with this beer, this drier, kind of sweet English style ale. I mean, this is surprising to me. I didn't realize it was going to go this sweet, be this heavy. I mean, especially when it talked about that bite too. I mean, you're totally on that. Not getting much hop, but hell,
I'm getting a little bit, yeah, just a little nibble of it, and that's fine. I mean, this is, you know, like I said, it's typical of an English style ale, but this just steps the flavor up quite a bit. Where you know, it's very well layered. And, you know, since you threw out, like, beef medallions, absolutely, with like, some mushrooms and marsala sauce, like mushrooms, that, you know, yeah. Absolutely. But even on the completely opposite end of that spectrum, I would do fish and chips with it as well. With the malt vinegar, you know, you can't Americanize it with ketchup or anything. Otherwise, it would, you know, ruin the beer, I think.
Yeah. But
the sweetness, the brown spice for this beer, with the salty, crunchy lightness, flakiness of the fish, some the chips, you know, the French fries or whatever, I think that will just be perfect. That saltiness from the vinegar, the maltiness pairing with the maltiness of this beer. God damn.
I just want to say again, this beer, I said the nose could be encompassed with the word of caramel corn, and I'm not talking about like the corn candy things. I'm talking about the popcorn. It's got caramelized stuff like that. I think the palate kind of runs along the same type of lines. I mean, you get that little saltiness from the nuts. You get that kind of that sweeter but not super sweet, drier caramel over the popcorn. It's drier, puffy, creamy, heavy, and also light at times. Well layered, good beer. I like it. It's definitely not my favorite. I haven't had too many English style ales, but I think this probably ranks up there. I'm gonna go 81.
So you give this a 8.1?
I will.
All right. Yep. Before I rate this, actually, I'm going to rate it, and then I wanted to bring up one last thing. I really, really, really enjoy this beer. Even though it's not right out of the gate, and back in August. If you guys had this right away when it first came out, please, please, please leave a comment. Let us know what you guys thought of it. I absolutely adore this beer. I have had plenty of English ales or English style ales, and this ranks up there. Let me tell you, flavor profile, it's just so complex, and it changes, just sits there and change. I love this. I'm going to give this a 9.2 rating.
Very nice.
And since we're kind of talking about craft brew, the last episode, and getting out and supporting your local breweries, because they're popping up all over the United States. Anyway, getting out, supporting them, taking a look at what they've got in your own backyards. But collaborations too. I think that's really, really cool. For some of these small breweries to get together and come up with something very unique. A lot of them are limited releases, I know. One-time releases, I know. And I know that creates a lot of hoopla and demand. But yeah, if you guys can find some of these beers, definitely get out there. It's more than likely worth the money. At least if you know about one of those two breweries or three, however they're doing the collaborations. Because I had never heard of Pretty Things. I just got to tell you that now. Never heard of them.
Sure about that?
I'm definitely sure about it. Never heard. I mean, it's called Pretty Things. I would never.
Well, it's a beer and ale project, though.
Yeah, but they are a brewery, so
all right.
I would never have put that together, honestly. But they, again, they have really small production, really small distribution. It never would have made its way, this side of even to the middle of the country of the United States. So, yeah, I'm so glad, that breweries are getting together doing this. I know Dogfish Head does a lot of that.
Yeah.
Again, Dogfish Head is not available here in Minnesota.
Yeah, well, I mean, therein lies the problem with our area, Minnesota. It's a very tough area for wine, spirits, and beer. Beer is blowing up here right now, but wine is still kind of in its infant stages, beginning to be a little bit of toddler. We're getting some wineries, stuff like that, but beer is blowing up. I mean, we're getting maybe a brewery a month opening up.
I agree with half of that, but I think we're looking at more distribution. So distribution, we're huge. I mean, we are, so close to Chicago. I mean, we're an hour's flight, a 6-hour, 8-hour drive, depending on where you are, from Chicago, which is, basically the hub of the Midwest. We can get these people here. It's just production. I mean, Dogfish Head does pretty big production, but they only have enough to supply the East Coast and maybe the Ohio Valley, and that's as far as they go. It's just like Yuengling. Yuengling has been around for, 100 and something years.
Yeah.
One of the nation's oldest breweries, but they don't go past the Ohio Valley, in distribution-wise, because they make enough, they're at capacity, but they have enough sales just to supply that portion of the country, which is great. Stone, which, awesome, 2.5, 3 years ago, came to Minnesota, and I about blew a gasket, because it was like, you read about these great breweries on the West Coast and in different, the East Coast even as well. But Stone in particular, we read about these super hoppy West Coast pale ales, IPAs, and other products that they're making, and then you get to have them in Minnesota, which a lot of people think of us as just cold northerners, whatever. But we actually have
that's the problem. That's a problem too. I mean, Stone had, they expanded their distribution.
Absolutely.
Then they fell into an issue with distribution, and
they did.
We had problems getting their product.
They did. But that's a distributor, lawmaker issue. Like, fuck, dude.
Minnesota's
seriously,
all left up.
I know everyone's all on the bandwagon of small government, Seriously, get the fuck out of my beer. Seriously. Like, lawmakers, if you're watching this, get the fuck back. Step off. You guys are taking way too much money from these lobbyists anyway. mostly owned by Miller Coors, AB, you know, the big breweries, so that they can come in and do whatever the fuck they want. Let these little dudes step up and show what they've got. That's why you guys as consumers need to go out and support them. Like I said,
right.
If you're a Miller Lite, Bud Light person, handle your business, seriously. But do not be afraid to step out of those boundaries, light beer, whatever it is you're drinking, and try something craft. Seriously, see what, you know, what's going on in your town, if not in your town, your county, if not in your county, your state, and see what craft breweries are available. And go meet with them. Go talk to them. Be on their Facebook, whatever. I mean, social media is huge with these guys. See if you can get some of their product. Drink it up. Taste it. See what you're missing in your own backyard. Have a little hometown pride with that. Do some videos. Post some comments on my thing here. Definitely do that. Let us know what you're drinking. Seriously. We both rated this, right?
Yeah.
Okay. Yeah.
I gave 8.1, 9.2.
9.2. I'm done ranting.
Check it out. I'm gonna continue drinking.
Support your local breweries. Yeah. Check out these collaborations from all these guys. It's
getting political up in here.
Definitely get out there and do it. We'll catch you guys on the flip.
Peace.